I never thought life could change in a single moment. My name is Jake. I'm 29, and 3 years ago I married Lucy. We had been together for 5 years before that, bought a house in a quiet Chicago suburb, and had dreams of traveling the world, starting a family, and living a life full of adventure and love. Life felt perfect. She was my everything, smart, funny, inspiring. I fell in love with her every single day. My job at a startup was exciting, and we would spend evenings cooking together, laughing until our stomachs hurt, taking long walks in the neighborhood, and sharing small moments that felt monumental. We were the couple everyone envied. Friends would joke that we were the storybook couple, the ones who look happy just by existing together. And I believed it. I truly did. About 6 months ago, things began to shift. Not dramatically at first, just small, almost invisible cracks. Lucy was busier at work, taking on extra shifts and staying late, and I had started traveling for work more frequently. I noticed she was distracted, more distant. Texts were shorter, hugs briefer. I told myself it was nothing. That love doesn't falter because of minor stress. But deep down, I felt a gnawing unease I couldn't shake. Then I found the text. It started innocently, or at least that's how it seemed. A co-worker, someone she had mentioned casually, had been messaging her. I didn't read the messages at first, but curiosity got the better of me, and that's when my world shattered. They had been flirting for months. Small, seemingly harmless jokes, compliments, late-night messages that made my stomach twist into knots. And then one night I saw it, a message that made everything undeniable. He had confessed feelings for her. She had written back, admitting she was confused and feeling something she couldn't explain. I felt my chest collapse. Betrayal is not just knowing. They say it's feeling it, watching the life you believed in crack and crumble in real time. I confronted Lucy. She didn't deny it. She looked at me with tears in her eyes and said she didn't want to hurt me, but she couldn't stop thinking about him. I felt like my life had been rewritten without my permission. We argued for hours. Words like love, loyalty, trust became jagged, sharp weapons between us. I begged her to stay, to fight for us. She said she needed time, space, and honesty to figure out her feelings. 2 days later, she left the house. Just like that, my perfect life evaporated. The weeks that followed were brutal. I walked through the house we had built together and felt ghosts in every room. I replayed memories in my head, each laugh, each hug, each promise, tainted now by betrayal. Friends tried to comfort me. Work kept me busy, but no one could reach the hollow ache inside. I started running. Long distances, trying to outrun the pain, but it always caught me. Nights were the hardest. I would stare at my phone, hoping for a text that never came. Months later, I met someone. Her name was Emily. We met at a friend's barbecue. She wasn't a replacement, not even close, just someone who made the sun feel warmer again. She laughed in a way that reminded me life wasn't only heartbreak. She listened without judgment, held conversations without forcing advice, and slowly, gently, she became someone I could trust. It was terrifying. Opening my heart after betrayal felt impossible. But one evening, after a long walk, she held my hand and said, "You deserve happiness, Jake, even if it takes finding it all over again." Emily and I started slowly. Coffee dates, walks in the park, quiet evenings with music and conversation. I realized that love isn't about perfection. It's about trust, respect, and choosing someone every single day. It hasn't been easy. Sometimes memories of Lucy haunt me. Sometimes I feel guilt for moving on. But Emily taught me that love can heal. That pain doesn't have to define us. 1 year after betrayal, I found myself sitting on a bench in the park where Emily and I first met. I looked at the skyline, the city alive with stories of love and loss, and I realized something profound. Life doesn't end when love fails. It transforms. I learned that betrayal isn't the end. It's a painful lesson that shapes our capacity to love more deeply, to forgive, to trust ourselves again. And as I held Emily's hand, I knew love, real love, had returned to me,